Alright, here we go. Another episode of Frosthaven. I know this game came out a while ago, but we're tackling some backlog, and we're still playing this game right now. So, one of the people in the group, really the only other person in the group, is playing this. So, I had to get it painted, and this has been painted for a while, but I've never done the video for it. So, here we are. I want to say thank you, as always, to all my YouTube members. If you are not a YouTube member, you want to be one, go ahead and check out that YouTube member subscription button. Hit that subscribe, hit that thumbs up, hit that bell so you get alerted. Without further ado, pretty easy. Let's go. This was a suggestion by one of the viewers to get the card art up there. So this is the card art of the Drifter. We're going to try and follow it as much as possible. Now there's a lot of colors going on here, so it's a lot of stuff, but we're going to try and simplify it just a little bit. So the first thing we're going to do on our skin is going to be doing some Mechanicus standard gray, even though we highlighted it kind of in a zenithal highlighting really. We did a black and then a dry brush of gray on it to start out with our miniature. You don't have to do that. You can do all black, you can do white, it doesn't really matter. Next, we're going to take this fancy blue, and we're going to put this on all of our areas on the scarf in the front. For our horns, we're going to use some gray Seer. Now you notice that there is some straps around the horns of our Drifter. If you get over those, not a big deal because we're going to go over them anyway. So if you want to paint them anyways just to speed it up, you can. For our little pelts on our shoulder areas, we're going to use some Rakarth Flesh. Now there's a considerable amount of leather on this Drifter Onyx creature, and we're going to go with some Gorther Brown on a lot of this. So a little bit of a long clip, put it into 3 parts, but just follow along and go over with all the brown areas. For our club that our Drifter is holding, we're going to do some Zandri Dust, followed by with some more brown areas here in a second with some Mournfang Brown. For our gauntlets, we're going to use some Gal of Vorbak Red. Quite a few bone pieces on the Drifter. Knees, the area around the belt, the horn obviously that's built into the base of this miniature. So you use a little bit of Ushabti Bone on those areas. For the back cape, we're going to use some Night Lord's Blue. If you want to use your original blue, you can also use that as well. I was just using a different tone to try and get some different blues in there. For that little piece of rope and the shafts of our arrows, it's kind of really not noticeable, but it's just kind of an extra step, a little bit of Dryad Bark. And for the fletchings on our arrows, we're going to use some Tau Light Ochre. Moving along to our bow, we're going to be doing some Steel Legion Drab. Now, when I filmed this, I didn't do a very good job. I apologize. We actually just upgraded the camera that we're going to be filming on, so it's going to be a lot of better quality that you should notice. Back to that Doombull Brown. I guess we never used it. No, it's coming up. See, I don't even know what I'm talking about. On the holding point of our bow. Then we're going to do some Karak Stone in these specific areas. Followed by some Leadbelcher on our knife, and then there's some medallions that are on our drifter that we're going to paint with some Balthazar Gold. Now again, the card art, there's so much going on, and if you've been watching this series at all with anything Gloomhaven, Frosthaven, Jaws of the Lion, whatever, you know that I'm not a huge fan of these miniatures because the quality is not really there. The game is amazing. Miniatures, not so much. For the eyes, we're going to do a little bit of white, and then we're just going to work on the base while we got it here. Here in a second, we're going to use some Praxeti White, just a quick dry brush. Don't go crazy on it. Just, obviously, we're in Frosthaven, so there's snow everywhere, so get some white on there. Alright, for the washes, we're only going to do one color on the entire miniature. And it is going to be a 50-50 mix of Lamia Medium and Agrax Earthshade. And we're going to put this all over the miniature. We could have done something else. We could have gone with different washes, you know, but I just want to keep it one specific wash. Kind of make it dirty as if he's a traveler, because that's what they do. They're mercenaries that travel and do quests. What else can you ask for? Alright, working on our skin here, and again I apologize for the camera and the focusing and everything else. It won't be like that anymore. You just wait. Some Skavenblight Dinge on there. To continue up the highlighting of our skin of our Onyx, we're going to use some Dawnstone. Do your best to try and just get it on the raised areas and on the crevices. I know it's kind of hard to tell, again, because this quality of this miniature is not great. Once you're satisfied with that highlight, we're going to do a 50-50 mix of Ulthuan Grey and the Dawnstone, and we're just going to highlight up wherever we want. So focus on the face, the hands, a little bit on the biceps, stuff like that. Now we're going to do a reapplication of blue and just highlight up on the raised areas. You do not get in those crevices or anything. Just keep those colors as is in those recesses. Once you're satisfied with that, you're going to take your original blue and then you're going to mix some Hoeth Blue in there, about a 50-50 mix. And again, we're just going to highlight up just a little bit, just to give it some more depth. We're going to take a reapplication of that Doombull Brown, brighten up those browns with some reddish brown, obviously. Then we're going to take some Baneblade Brown and work on our armor, and you can do it on the pants if you want. It's up to you, but just to kind of give it that dark brown underneath with the light brown on top. In the event you didn't use that last brown on the pants, you can reapply some Gorther Brown to brighten up just a little bit. Again, I apologize for the camera, and how many I can say that. How many times I can say that, I guess. We're going to use some Screaming Skull on our bone areas, and then followed by some Rakarth Flesh to just get the top parts of it, don't get in the recesses. For our eyes, we're going to throw in some Magmadroth Flame. You want to put a dollop in there, a little drop, and let it dry, and that white should stick through, and that's how you're going to get those white, opaque eyes with the red in there. And for the base, we're going to use some Valhallan Blizzard, because obviously we're in Frosthaven. So put wherever you want, and then the last part of painting this miniature, it's your favorite part because it means we're done, is some Abaddon Black along the rim. Now that wasn't too hard, but again, this miniature is not great quality, so you don't get a lot of detail in there. And I think we followed it to a pretty decent tee. It looks good enough to get it onto the table. It's not the best work. And again, I'm not a huge fan of these miniatures. I don't actually enjoy painting them. Every time I pick one up and think about painting it, I set it back down because they could have done so much better with the miniatures. But anyways, thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing if you're a subscriber. If you're not, hit that follow, hit that bell, thumbs up, leave me a comment, see what you want painted. And I'll see you on the next one. Paint on.